Are you thinking of starting a market garden this year or trying to grow some veggies to sell, but just aren't quite sure where to begin when it comes to crop planning or sales goals? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over 5 critical pieces of information that I have to have before I can even get started to make a plan. Welcome. If this is your first time to our channel, my name's Cody and I'm the farmer here at Simplistic Farms. Now we have a small scale farm and operate about a 1/4 acre market garden here in West Michigan, and we are going into our 3rd season here in 2021. Now when it comes to planning out the market garden for the season, a good crop plan and a good sales plan definitely go hand in hand, depending upon one another, but definitely not one and the same. Okay, now I believe you need to start with the end in mind. Now I'm not talking about how much you want to make yet. I'm talking about where you're going to sell. Okay, what are your sales outlets going to be? Are you going to sell to restaurants? Are you going to sell to farmers markets? Are you going to run a CSA? Just exactly how are you going to sell your produce? That's what you need to figure out first. I would definitely see how other people are selling their veggies around the community and base your decisions on some good market research in that regard. But you definitely want to start with the end in mind, okay? So once you've picked how you want to sell your veggies, there are a few critical pieces of information that I have to have before I will even get started making my plan for the season. The first thing I do, no matter what, is I keep it simple and I standardize everything, okay? Meaning all of my beds are all 30 inches wide by either 50 foot or 100 foot long. Okay, and by standardizing those, I know exactly how many heads of lettuce are going to be in that bed every single time and how much I'm going to harvest off that, therefore how much I can make off it. Okay, so standardizing keeps things simple. So once I know what my standardized beds are going to be, all 30 inch by 50 foot, then I need to know exactly how many seeds or how many plants, whether I'm direct seeding or transplanting, are going to go in that bed depending on what crop I'm planting, okay? So again, I'll use lettuce as an example. I know that every time I do a bed of lettuce, it's going to take 400 head to plant out one 50-foot bed, because I already know that I plant them 6 inches apart and I do 4 rows in each bed. So I'm getting 100 heads in each row, giving me 400 heads for the entire bed. So then number 3 would be, we need to know what our crop harvest is going to be per crop per bed, okay? But because we already know exactly how many seeds or how many transplants are going to go in that bed, it should be pretty easy to figure out, for the most part, what we should harvest off of that, okay? And because we're standardizing everything, then we're going to figure that harvest into units as bunches or bags. Now one pro tip that I do have when it comes to crop harvest, especially going into your first year, maybe your 2nd year, heck, I might even do it going into my 3rd year, is when it comes to figuring out your estimated harvest per crop, per bed, do yourself a favor and cut that number in half. Just cut it by 50% and go with that harvest when you move forward with your plan, okay? You'll do yourself a favor because of unforeseen crop failures, different learning curves along the way. The odds are, at least for myself, I was not able to maximize every single bed, every single planting, okay? So if you do end up doing that, fantastic. You'll way surpass your goals. But that would be a pro tip for me, is just whatever your estimated harvest is going to be per bed, per crop, cut that number in half at least your 1st year, and I would even say your 2nd, just to be conservative. So once you have that number, once you know what your crop harvest is going to be, then you can figure out number 4, okay? What your gross sales could possibly be or should be per crop, per bed. And we'll take lettuce as an example, okay? My Salanova salad mix, I plant out 400 heads of lettuce per 50-foot bed. I know that that is going to give me roughly off of 2 cuttings approximately 70 pounds of salad mix. I sell all of my salad mix at around $9 a pound. So I know that for one full bed of salad mix, that's going to produce me about $630 per planting. All right. Being that crop is only going to be in the bed for about 45 days, I can actually plant that bed out about 3 times per season. So that particular bed, if it was in salad mix the whole season, that would be a pretty profitable bed. So now that you have these critical pieces of information, now you can move forward in creating an accurate sales plan based on realistic production goals, which are based on the amount of land you have to work with and how much you can actually grow on that land, and the fair market value for the outlet that you've chosen for the season. So again, the critical information that you needed was make sure you get things standardized so you know how big your beds are and how many beds you have to work with. Number 2, how many seeds or plants are going to fit in that bed. Number 3, how much you can harvest per crop per bed. Number 4, how much can you sell those harvests for per crop per bed based on your sales outlets. So in the next video, we're going to dig deep and go into sales planning for the market garden 101 and talk about just how we're going to put that plan together based on these key pieces of critical information. So make sure to hit the like button and ring that bell so you get notified when it comes out so you don't miss a thing, and I'll see you there.